Welcome back, everybody. Check this out. I'm figuring out OBS. So I'm happy. Got some hotkeys going so I can just record and pause and stop recording all within the mouse. So first, I got my full display up. And now the next thing is with all this room, I can bring my nice little webcam up once I figure out everything there. So I got it going. I just have to um, figure out which display wise and all that. So not the best computer savvy man out there, but this is what I'm going to be playing in it's 10 p.m. Eastern. This is what I will be playing in an hour and a half. I'm playing Aldrikev, and that is Jonathan Greason's son. So I'm playing Aldrikev in Lackey Grand Prix 15. So I wasn't sure. I had a bunch of decks I wanted to play. Originally, I was probably going to play Priest Holy Holies. I really like that build right now. So that was what I was going to go with. Just talking to Jay and I talk all the time. So that's kind of why I frequent that. But I was talking to Jay, and he was saying that Priest are one of the fastest offenses, if not the fastest, in a meta where Matthew plays for 3, maybe 4 or less consistently. And I said they were a burst offense that kind of had incremental drawing. So we talked about it, and I was like, well, let me see kind of what the drawing's like. And, I mean, sure enough, like, as a lot of it comes from Ahimelech. And you come in with Ahitub and go to pretty much Abiathar, Aaron, Zadok, or Abiathar, Aaron, and Phineas, and get the CBN Spear. Depending if you have a artifact in your deck, you get to take the Tabernacle artifact, and then you get the reserve off Phineas' Spear. Depending if you have Zadok, you get to draw 2, or you get the reserve off Zadok's with Ahimelech out. So it's very dependent on Ahimelech to get a lot of the draw. But it does have a huge burst. Like a huge burst to start off the game. And it's extremely consistent. So I was messing around with that. And I was talking to Rob Smith, just messaging in Discord, and I was saying I just think there's a lot of really good honeypot variants that people aren't playing. One of them being just Bethlehem. And then went back to Jay, and we started talking, and Jaden just made a video. So I'm just name dropping everywhere, sorry. Jaden made a video with white gray, and it's pretty much like white good stuff and gray good stuff, which is a different version of gray good stuff. And it's just a very solid deck overall. And I was like, well, I could play Holy Holies with Bethlehem. But I just really like Banner of Love. I played against, here's the 4th name drop, Zach Gilbaugh. He was running a very good Banner of Love deck. We tied 4-4. And man, when you just recur Banner of Love, even if it's twice, you have Tabernacle down, and you can get out, even if it's something as simple as Philosophy. But I have Orpa Departs in here that I can get back. But I'm not really too focused on getting back Tabernacle's Philosophy. I know Jaden was playing Lost Child Found, which is really good, just in the meta in general. But this is what I'm running in between Music Leader and Tabernacle, getting back either Orpa Departs or Philosophy for both offense and defense. And then Music Leader being able to get back Royal Parade and Banner of Love is just really good. You still have everything's an interrupt, right? Like consistency piece, interrupt, negate. So just very solid there. A lot of speed and consistency, but we do a lot of fun attacks with this. So yeah, after playing Zach with a very good Banner of Love deck, I was the biggest proponent of Banner of Love being a promo. The team loved it. It's a great card from Song of Solomon. Sorry, the couple wonky things on the AI. It was just I generated a few, and that one looked good, but it was kind of like, oh, this works. Like, this is really good. But I should have done my due diligence and really looked at that. I was talking to Mike Lackey, and he was pointing out all sorts of stuff on this. So future noted to really get in there and look at what we're doing with AI. Regardless, the actual ability is very good and thematic as well. So the fact that Music Leader can just get it back, and you have 2 interrupts, one of which you're just spamming on David anyway, so you have a draw 1 CBP. Banner of Love is just really, really good. I wanted to bring in the white-gray, what is it, where you negate and discard like a curse or an evil enhancement. It's territory class. I thought that was good too. I'm just not seeing as much Overtaken. But if I am seeing Overtaken more, I'll bring that in. If they're just spamming Overtaken, I don't really have anything in this deck for it. But once again, like I said, I haven't really been seeing much. So a lot of the attacks are straightforward when you look at it. Like, you have your interrupt, withdraw all. You have and Daniel can come in here too if you want the pre-block. I just like playing this in battle. Just very strong interrupts. We do have to look out for High Priest Ananias, and we did factor that in already. And that's where I say it has some very fun attacks. So even though we're looking for the spam, the recursion of Music Leader, Royal Parade, Banner of Love, we also have Tabernacle recursion as well. We do have Boaz's Sandal. Oh, I love doing the full screen. I can't believe I just went into OBS and didn't know what the heck I was doing. So we do have Boaz's Sandal and stocks. So what we can do is we can just have Boaz's Sandal active. And you only discard Boaz's Sandal to search deck or discard pile for a Ruth hero. You'd never have to discard this card to get the add to battle. That's wild to me. I know this card is old. I think that was an oversight back then, but that is extremely strong. Being able to just have an artifact active, add a hero to battle, like Good Seed, arguably the best add to battle, at least reserves itself. So this just stays active, and all I have to do is have Nashon. Don't even worry about having a Ruth hero in this deck. It gets them out extremely fast. All I have to do is have Nashon, Boaz Sandal, and stocks. So it's 3 pieces, but I really look at it as 2. Boaz's Sandal and stocks. So I have stocks face down. I attack with whoever. I mean, any of my characters can attack. And as soon as that evil character comes in, I add a Ruth hero to battle, and I can activate an artifact. So I just flip over stocks, and boom, that's that. So I get to do that twice with stocks, and I get to maintain my add to battle. Extremely strong. Imagine that in Type 2. So that's very good. The other thing, of course, the multiple people that we can add with Banner of Love are just banned in. So having 24 Elders is very nice, especially when we really don't need David's Harp as much. And with stocks, it's a limit twice. So we can actually reset our stocks, which is insane. It's probably, as good as that is, like that's phenomenal. Essentially, I just have infinite battle winners. Boaz's Sandal does not discard itself. Stocks is a limit twice, not a limit twice per game. So as soon as it is reset, meaning whether you could recur it from discard or whether it goes back to the deck. But when it goes back to the deck, it's going to reset itself. And I could reset itself. Or I could reset it with 24 Elders. I say it's not as awesome as that is. It's not necessarily functionally going to work all the time because the game's going to be over by the time I'm doing this a bunch. But it's still good to have. Like it's just awesome that I can do that. Like I said, Boaz's Sandal, I do not have to discard it. Stocks, just because the limit is used, does not mean I have to discard it. Nor does it. Like, you don't discard it after the limit. It still stays there. It just doesn't work anymore once you do the 2 limit. 24 Elders resets it, and then boom, I get 2 more limits. So everything here is just repeatable over and over again. Banding in 24 Elders and I reset my stocks is just a high value play. It's just a very good move in general. Starting off with Esther, playing Banner of Love, very, very good. If I get blocked by High Priest Ananias, I bring in Boaz's Sandal and play stocks on High Priest Ananias. Banner of Love into David, great value as well. Banner of Love off of another hero into Hannah is also very good. Getting the hand look, draw, discard. 24 Elders is probably your best with stocks. That's pretty much what I'm trying to do, is reset my stocks and going with 24 Elders and then try to get some more value on Nashon. The other one, which is kind of what the whole deck is about, is Esther, Banner of Love into Nashon, and then I activate stocks. And then I get to capture a character, so Nashon can capture, not Nashon, but Nashon can activate stocks, stocks can capture their hero, and I can still get the discard on them. Or if there's multiple evil characters in battle, then I can get the discard on one, and then I can capture the other, which is extremely strong. So just very good attacks where white used to not have all this. Just the fact of bringing in Banner of Love gave white, and then having stocks and roots, that gave white so many more tools. Like, look, all that I was able to say with the resetting and the recycling is very good. Of course, you have Land of Moab, David's Heart, Denarius, and Mayhem, and Crowd's Choice, Cub David, Love Righteousness, Elimelech. You're trying to get out Jesse Obed so quick. It's insanely consistent. You should always have a strong attack turn 1, and then you can just keep following it up with repeatable attacks. So it's very good. Having Music Leader down makes them think. I mean, that's 2 good cards that involve music, and you start looking at, well, what can you get with that? If they do a draw or a search, I get 2 cards. If they do 2, 3, 4, however many they do per turn, I'm just maxing out Music Leader. That's on both my turn and theirs, so I can get the 4 activation. So I can get out Cub David, Royal Parade, Love Righteousness, Hannah, 24 Elders, and David and Banner of Love. All based on what you're doing. So that's wild. Oh, no, it's a good card, right? Yeah. So that is pretty insane, the amount of cards I can get in value based off 1 draw, 1 search that you do. So David's Harp good in the meta right now, especially if I go out with just a lone David, which is very normal. I can search for a card, and if I'm blocked, I can draw 1 or negate. That's really good. A post negate as soon as you block is awesome. Or just to draw 1 after I searched is always good. So just a lot of value in this deck where it doesn't maybe look like it's as fast. It is. I've always played more defensive heavy. This is 53. I would love to get this to 50. And in order to get it to 50, you'd probably have to cut an evil card or an evil character and an evil enhancement, which it would probably be Duplicity and like Lying Prophet. I just don't like that. I like having 8 evil characters, 6 enhancements here with a philosophy and an add to battle, especially if I'm playing Complacent and Wicked. I had Nicodemus with Tenet's Kills and Plot to Kill. It's tough having all that. It makes me want to go more Pharisees with High Priest, Palace, and Sheol. Like, that's really good, having 2 add to battles down there, especially in a Glory of the Lord meta. And if you don't know if you don't realize it's a Glory of the Lord meta, um, it's a Glory of the Lord meta. So make sure you understand that this card is going to be in nearly every deck. I also like that how I always thought Ruth was lacking on battle winners. And like I said, banner and stocks, banning in Nation, all that's really, really helpful. They always had the ability to quickly set up Jesse Obed. And the fact that they maintain solo White Brigade, Unity White, that it's so easy to get out Jesse Obed has always been Ruth's strength. But you kind of had to factor in or kind of play differently to bring in different attacks and to rescue lost souls. Which is not the case anymore. I think we're in a really good spot with Glory of the Lord, Banner of Love, stocks, and now I can get out Jesse Obed. If I can negate characters in opponent's territory, that does help a little bit with some stuff like Orange trying to do, and negating neutral cards is always good to have, and the fact that I have a 4-2 for initiative is great. There's nothing like, unless Herod the Great and Herod's Temple, that's really the only thing they're going to do, because you can't choose the hero here. Any hero, like you choose Nashon, he eats you up. Hannah with the look, Esther protection. Esther dominates Herod's as well. So that was another thing. Like even though Herod the Great, Herod's Temple is really good. If you do anything, Esther kills you. So, yeah, Esther's really good in this meta. So especially in where Holy Holy scared everyone, and now they're playing stuff like this, Esther also eats. Let's see. So it's just really solid overall. I've been liking Ruth in general. I just wasn't playing it because I didn't have Glory until this past weekend. Humble brag, I guess. It wasn't meant to be, though, but I didn't have Glory till this past weekend. I didn't have Banner of Love till recently, but also Lackey wasn't fully updated. And thank you again, everyone involved. I think it's Mike, Jaden, Chris. If anyone else is involved in that and I don't know, you can message me, man. Like, please, I would love to say kudos, thank you. Jada made a video about what changed. I have not looked at that one yet. I will be watching that, but I just remade a deck, and then I messaged my opponent, Mr. Greason, Aldrikev, let him know about the update, and he already knew and got his deck ready. So, like I said, we will be playing in an hour 20. So, really like where this is at. I don't think I need to go too much more into detail. I actually really like this defense. I asked on Disrupable's Temple what people thought the stronger defense was, black or gray, just to kind of see where people are at. I don't think there was a right or wrong answer there. It seemed like the majority said black, and that is fine by me. It's just a matter of, I think we're going to see more honeypot variants in the future. I've been talking about that for a little bit. We're not there yet because the community hasn't seen them. I posted one today where it was just a crude version, but I really want people to look at it and kind of see if they can make their own. I think net decking is very popular in Redemption, and that's fine. Like, that's popular in any game. But I think the taking a list and building is very good. So, from this defense, of course, Terrifying Beasts. I still really like targeting their evil on Terrifying Beast because I have stocks and Nashon. I prefer just killing their evil and making them discard or underdeck, whatever it may be. Like, I'm getting rid of their evil with Terrifying Beast and Banner of Love. I'm bringing in Nashon, and then I can hit their heroes. I just like using Terrifying Beast a little differently instead of putting him in SI. I don't mind it. I like doing the band first. So if I can hit something in your territory and then go to a band, it's huge. I don't have other gray evil characters that you probably normally see. Like, this was originally gonna be a Bethlehem, Holy Holies, like maybe even a Pot of Mana deck, then I just fell in love with Banner of Love spam. Banner of Love is the only band. Uh, so I have a Boaz's Sandal, but I could always use that after my hero's dead in battle. So that's why I was saying Ruth, Bethlehem, Holy Holies, Pot of Mana is so good. But you just lose Boaz's Sandal. But I'd be really good if you can Pot of Mana Boaz's Sandal and maybe not do Holy Holies. Either way, I don't have Pontius Pilate and a couple things in here that you might normally see. I'm heavily focused on CBP, CBN. Either way, so we can obviously ban to 1, 2, or 3. I like banding into Saul. And even if I have to pop someone in your territory or even put you in SI and then go to Saul, there's just a lot of value with just doing this. I know a lot of people like to just go Saul and grab something. Sure. A lot of value in this block too. And then your normal Saul, of course, you just got to watch out. With Saul, with Glory Lord, we are playing Complacent. We also have Sheol. So we should be able to add to battle with Sheol, or Complacent should stop Glory Lord in battle. So if I could telegraph it if they played it early. Lying Prophet's good. Just a solid, especially when he can put you in SI, is also nice. I really like King Raisin. I've been messing around with Syrians in Type 2. And I think they're very good in Type 2. So I actually wanted to pull some aspects there. And ironically enough, Jaden did a video of White Gray. And I was like, well, I was talking to Jay about it. I had 2 decks I was choosing. And Jaden's running King Raisin, Captain, and Naaman's Horses, which I really wanted in here. I just didn't have it in my build. But yeah, we were very close in builds. But Raisin, Chariots, anyone that's CBN right now is huge. I like Wicked Lost Soul as well with all the protection. So if I can get a modified Lost Soul, that's great. I have 2 of my Lost Souls as modifiers. 2 of my Lost Souls that take 2 of yours. A token generator, and I still like Distressed because I'm thinking we're going to see more Music Leader. So I like Distressed right now. And so with these characters, I get the Band and Capture that are CBN. So I have Duplicity where I can play a capture here if I really needed to. But I also have Mask of Pride into Night Raid. That's good. But a lot of this is just for King Raisin, Gold Shield, Convert, Draw 2. But the fact that I can back it up is very nice. Same with Naaman, being able to play anything off Naaman and go into like a CBN Curse Their Parents, a CBN Orpid of Parts that also top decks a Ruth card from reserve is good. Interrupt, draw 3, play the next, and it's CBN because all my enhancements are Old Testament minus Arrest in Philippi. So just very strong in general. And then, of course, the double Emperors for Daenerys. So just solid overall. I really like where this is at. I do like Gray. I don't think it's fully like character driven right now in the meta. I've actually been playing more enhancements lately than characters. And defense, I've actually beefed it up a little bit. So we'll see. We'll see how this works. I don't know what Aldrichev's playing. I'm trying to do my best to not look at the LGP deck lists. As of now, I have not really looked at them or studied them. I've scrolled through for other comments and different things. So I'm not looking at the deck lists. I like that the deck lists are out there. I do videos on my decks, so I'm not really dropping deck lists right now. I could, maybe afterwards, I just say, here's what I used. But I haven't looked at what my opponent's using. So we'll see. I don't know what Aldra's playing. Let's see. So I have, just kind of on a new topic, the fact that I have Orpid of Parts, Philosophy that I can recur, is really good. I think that's everything. I mean, it's pretty cut and dry. Definitely playing out of battle dominance with a Glory of the Lord to where I don't really get anything great from the activating of a Temple Art, but I can play Glory of the Lord first and then go into a character, and there's no way they're going to telegraph this, but I can go into like a Esther with Boaz's sandal up. Like that's my play, Glory of the Lord, and really going with anyone. But if I have Complacent out, then I can go in with anyone. If I don't, then I can go in with Esther. And I just add Nashon to battle and activate stocks with a Glory of the Lord pre-block. Just very nice. So with Herods, it's really nice too because I'm going to, like, there's nothing they can do with Herods. They're going to block with, unless they go Herod's Guard. They would have to go Herod's Guard into something else to prevent Nashon. But Herod's with like protection from loan. One, I would get a discard off Esther, so that's why I love Esther right now. Thank you, Zach Gilbaugh. But the other being that if they are protected from loan, then Boaz's sandal is up, and I just bring that in. And I just don't see them telegraphing that play, so I don't see them bringing in the protection from duel, you know? I think that's everything. I can do a quick run through so you can kind of see the consistency here and kind of what we have. So by all means, this doesn't look like a great starting hand. I don't know, maybe other players would say differently. This is what stands out to me. But the fact that I play heavier defense, so I should have. These ratios are correct in my mind, but the fact is, you look at this deck and you see that everything is some sort of consistency piece on offense. Really helps. So I can activate. We always want to make sure, even on turn one, like I skimmed over my stars because I knew I wasn't going to do anything. But then I realized, well, hold on. I have Book of the Law, so I don't want to just rush into anything. Sure, I'm not going to reveal all hands, underdeck a hero from each hand. I could, and how I could do that is I could do David first and then Scattered Sheep. So if I wanted to, I could show my stars this way. And then I could play a Meek Hero. Oh, that's from reserve, sorry. Forgot his is not deck. David takes a hero or a generic warrior. Yeah, just getting things confused. So he plays a Meek Hero from reserve. Let's say that was from deck. I could play a Meek Hero, and then I could reveal all hands, and I could put David back, underdeck your hero, and then bounce my Meek Hero. We're not going to do any of that. But what we can do, yeah, it's pretty much just straightforward. Just go into David, Book of the Law. If it was our turn first, like if we won the roll, we would choose them to go first because we have a Lying Prophet and a Scattered Sheep and a Shipwreck if they go into like a Patmos or something turn one. So we're not in a bad spot. We have a draw plus a potential CBN battle winner. But if we don't go first, we have arguably the best turn one card in the game. David flips. And then it's like, well, what do I want? They're going to block me from hand, right? So do I just grab my battle winner, I think, for sure, and then kind of look through, seeing what I want? Or I can grab one of my heroes, knowing that I can... It's the same thing, you know. The only thing is Book of Law can take a good card. So when they block me from hand, what I like to do in this aspect... I love the negate neutrals and the negate characters early. This gets me so much value, though. So if they block me from hand, I get all the value. I play Royal Parade. If they have the negate, they have the negate. If not, then that's a great turn one, you know. So from here, I already have David, music leader, book of law. That's great. Just didn't get a ton of other things. And then if they attack for somehow they generated lost souls, I have plenty here to play. I feel not plenty, but I at least have. They have to have negates and interrupts, and they can't ban kind of thing like that. That's assuming they can generate a lost soul. What's nice is unless I'm doing duplicity, like I'm trying to get the draw, I can keep that in mind. Um, don't necessarily have to get that draw off duplicity. It depends on if how the soul gen's looking. Um, of course, bounce. You just got to look. Do you want to take a Cider Good Fortress from reserve if used by David? Nope. And we don't have complacent out, so we have glory as well. We just don't want to push a 1-8 out there with Glory of the Lord. And so we play our Cub David, and this is turn 2, and we're going to go to Land of Moab, and we're going to go to probably Obed. I think the better play is Elimelech and get a draw 2, take Obed is probably the better play. It's definitely the better play. And we put down David, give it a quick shuffle, and going with Elimelech, who gets a draw 2. And then you covet them. Usually with covet, we're always going to take their distressed. If they don't have distressed, then probably look for a humble. And then we can take Obed and then add a David hero. And then we can flip them and take a good Old Testament card. Not sure here. Like we could take Jesse, and then we have Jesse Obed. Probably just take Faith Unbowed. Not great. Like, yeah, ideally I would like to have Angel Lord Exodus in there and just go Angel Lord turn 2. But, I'm not missing the if you're Mikiro attacks because Elimelech started the attack. But, like, I like the Angel Lord. If you get complacent, even though you know they're going to want to negate and get rid of complacent, I don't think it's worth doing a quote-unquote nombo for that. So we still have, I don't feel great about this, but the other thing is, we're in this kind of simulation, we're not going to do any value for music leader. We are not going to assume they're drawing or searching. That changes everything. That gets us Banner of Love and Hannah right away. Or that gets us, we would opt out on Faith Unbowed, and we would go into Banner of Love, and it would get us Royal Parade back. Like it just changes everything if they're going to do a draw or search. So we don't know if this would go through or not. It just depends on if they have a negate. The fact that it's just constant pressure is nice. And now we're getting to the point of some really good counters down on turn 2. Probably just show them Lying Prophet, just because it's 2 brigades. Getting that 1 brigade out from our hand when we have, like a Matthew hits us for 1, 2, 3, and so would hit us for a 4. A 3 is not bad. It's a hand look, draw 3. That's a great hero, but a hand look, draw 4 is all the better, right? I have 9 in hand. I can pass because of Land of Moab. And now, if they block, I already have, if it's a solo hero, then there's not really anything they can do there, because that is going to equip an evil weapon from reserve to draw 2. It's going to convert them to something they can't use, and you're going to get the auto block there nearly every time. If we need to, we can wander on over. We don't have any upkeep triggers. We already knew we didn't have any stars. So at this point, we can put down Sheol, we can put down Storehouse, and now we got to decide, do we want Boaz's Sandal? Do we want Book of the Law David again? Do we want Denarius? Like, there's 3 different things we got to figure out. Like, Book of the Law is going to bounce David, get us a good Old Testament card, and we have Banner of Love. So one play that I do like. It all depends. David, it's not great to do it with, but a Book of the Love move that I like, and maybe we'll opt out on the others. Boaz's Sandal because we don't have Nashon yet. But remember, I don't need... Like, I can activate Book of Law. Here, I'll show you. Let's just do it. Like, I can go Nashon, David, David and just take Nashon. Oh, I don't have stocks yet, you dummy. Sorry, Nashon. So that would be a misplay on my part. And as Jaden just talked about, you just own the misplays, baby. Just keep them in there. I do want to take a good Old Testament card. So what I was going to do is band in Nashon and then activate stocks. We just don't need to do that. What's really nice is I don't have to get the male and female. I can still just band. So I can snag Nashon, still have initiative, band, and then activate stocks and still get the battle win. So yeah, from here, the other thing I was going to say is you can band in and do something. And like, if I had numbers here to where I was going to live, plus had enough numbers to kill, and do Banner of Love on something in their territory, then I can drop Glory. That's a lot of value. So now everyone's restricted from playing, and it's good to go. I did miss my Book of the Law trigger. Over here rambling. So there's always strong attacks. I have 9 in hand. I am good to go. Few attacks here, or a few blocks. I really don't have much for captain. I really do want that second. I feel like getting a draw 2 to a draw 2 with a potential play first, especially on King Raisin captain with CBN stuff, is worth it. I guess the card that could come out is Preparing to Return or Shared Meal. Maybe both. Like, I like being able to bounce David, but I don't have to. I have enough heroes. So maybe Preparing to Return comes out for Naaman's horses. Maybe Shared Meal comes out too, to where I can just... I have everything else. I can't make Orpa depart CBN on a hero. I don't have Ruth in here, so maybe both come out. And I bring in some more evil to get some potential blocks. So that's probably what I'll do before my game. I have Complacent out, so I feel good. Whether I want to draw, whatever, depends on what's in their hand. And then Duplicity into Unsuccessful. Just move on with the battle. I like that these, whether I'm just going to equip and get the battle, go into a quick Unsuccessful, move the battle along quickly. It's kind of what you want to do when you're playing from a just competitive standpoint. Don't give your opponent a lot of time in the battle. You want time in the battle. So now we do have our upkeep trigger. I said this in my last video. I'm sorry. I never updated that or uploaded that video because I wasn't sure what deck to play. I see people missing upkeep triggers. I don't know. Maybe you need to put the card. I'm just saying, I don't know if this will help. Maybe put the card in the same spot. And that might help you. Like, if you always know to look, hey, this is where my storehouse goes. This is where my Bethlehem stable. This is where my good seed goes. Now you know where to look every time. So that's just something. I've been missing this. This trigger. So when you start moving stuff around, you know, that's it. when you're playing and cards are in different locations than you're used to, even though it's your own deck, I think that can mess you up. So maybe play with your storehouse, whatever your upkeep trigger is, in the same spot. So either way, I have my upkeep trigger, and there's a few things we can go to. As I said, I was going to take out shared meal. It's not bad to have. I forgot, do I want love righteousness here? It just depends. And I still have that. Do I want Nashon? I don't have. This Mayhem is not doing anything but sitting in my hand because there's not a lot I can get down. But that's also from simulating. Like if we thought all these cards were already going to be played, and then I could put this in, I wouldn't have taken shared meal. I probably would have taken You Will Remain and put You Will Remain, just turned it over, and then played Love Righteousness. It's tough in a simulation. Get out that and put down Saul, put down Claudius. And since I have Complacent out, if I needed to, I can drop 3 woes as well. That's not ideal, but Complacent is down. And that gives me some value on Mayhem. So that's just one potential look at. And now we have what we want. We haven't done our artifacts yet, which is very nice because that's what we're kind of waiting for with our Tabernacle. And now we can bounce. Put that down, face down. We wouldn't show that, of course. And now it's, well, I don't have Nashon. I can get him with David. Or I can Daenerys. I have 13 cards in my hand. But I have a lot of stuff I can do here. You Will Remain, Boaz's Sandal, 2 battle extensions. So I probably turn this. Oh, no, you saw my play. Turn this over. Going with David as a rescue, flip, and this is where I would take Nashon. I can't band him in though because I didn't do any music leader. So I think the correct play is to not rely on my opponent since I'm so reliant on music leader and like Banner of Love. The correct play, and I'm glad that I spoke about this before my game tonight because I need to add a single brigade white banding enhancement, and I can take out shared meal for Naaman's horses, and I can take out preparing to return for the banding. So now I know what I can do after this. So take out preparing to return. And then add a single brigade white banding good enhancement, and I can take out shared meal for Naaman's horses. That lets me be able to kind of recur based on Tabernacle. I could do Marriage Covenant as a one-time use as well, but I think having a band up to 3 is really good. So what I would do, and I'll just do it now. And people have always asked, like, building wise, what do you think? And this is it right here. So we go by type and kind of factor out everything. And okay, what did I say I wanted to take out? Shared meal, theoretically good. Same with preparing to return, also good. But I think that draw 4 is really nice with the potential to play first, especially on King Raisin with CBN. And the other is a type, good enhancement, brigade is white. We know the card, but this is kind of how I make sure I don't miss things. So then I look, any number of wilderness heroes, cool. Doesn't help this one. Yes, that does band in Nashon because he's wilderness, but it's not what I'm looking for. A negate and band, also nice, but also not what I'm looking for. Moses and Elders is what I am looking for. It's an interrupt, band up to 3 Old Testament human heroes, and I can recur with Tabernacle. So I can band in everyone but 24 Elders, which is very nice. Banding in Esther, coming in with Esther, and then having Moses and Elders on Esther, she grants them all protection. So that is very, very good. I think that's good how I see it. Like very strong deck. Jaden has another white gray out there that's very strong. All I did was took out some stuff for Ruth. Like that's kind of how I saw it from when I was building. Um, so I was Jaden. I was on the Stairmaster watching your video. So thought it was very good. Was paying attention, but knew I needed to look back into it. So I think the most important aspect of Jaden's last video was, and the one before with Ashkelon, just how strong these decks are without GOC is really cool. Even though I think that the ideal Ashkelon deck is a GOC offense with Martha. Martha can come in here and give credit to Reth, right? He said Martha and Lazarus can go into any white offense. I don't disagree. So you could easily do Bethany Trio with the white banding enhancements and band in the strong Old Testament heroes, or some of the wilderness heroes as well. So a lot of ways to go. I guess I can show this combo a little bit more, right? I didn't really do that a lot. Like I would have attacked, and as soon as they block, I come in here and I flip over Boaz's sandal, and I just capture you. It's so nice, especially when they're protected from like heroes and you flip up stocks. That's awesome. So I feel like I have a lot of bands or a lot of just unique attacks, good blocks that people aren't seeing right now as well. That's kind of why I asked about black and gray, and then I thought gray was a little stronger, which is crazy for me to say with my love for Philistines. So yeah, we'll see how this does. I said I'm playing in 50 minutes, so 5-0. I'd like to do a review, or my next video I do of a deck. It'll probably be the Clay Priest one, with the burst and the draw and what it can do, CBN protection over and over. But whenever I do that video, whether it's later this week or next week, I should be able to give a recap on how this went if I remember. So that's all I got. I think there's a lot of great offenses out there right now that aren't just GOC. I think GOC is great, but I think there's you can build white, and I've been saying this for a year. You can build white dozen ways. Like you can actually do a dozen ways that are all competitive. Zach Gilbaugh was playing Banner of Love completely different than I am. And we haven't even seen Banner of Love with the Bethany Trio and John the Fisherman yet. So there's just, whenever you have good seed and Add to Battle and Banner of Love and Music Leader, it's just really good. You can make a lot of offenses around that card. Like Music Leader, Banner of Love. That can be your basis for a lot of decks. The speed of Ruth with the tricks it does with the Nation and the resetting of stocks and the banding, that's just really, really good. It's fun to play. So, and it catches them off guard. Esther caught me off guard against Zach Gilbaugh. I was playing Sadducees, Hiding Souls, like Esther. Whew, I don't know how we tied. But anyway, thanks for watching. I hope this was a cleaner video, audio-wise, frames per second, just quality in general, because I changed some of my settings. I'm learning as we go. Eventually, I'll have my camera on. We'll just keep getting to a better product for you all. So until then, enjoy me rambling and blabbering on about decks, and hope to see you all at a tournament soon. Who knows? Maybe I'll randomly book a flight and travel out to your region. So thanks you all for watching.